Navigation can make or break an interactive PDF. In this Adobe InDesign tutorial, I'll show you how to add a seamless navigation system to a table of contents page specifically meant for interactive PDF output. Follow along and learn how to create bookmarks in a document and apply button interactivity with go to destination actions to create a clean and seamless PDF navigation experience. Let's dive in and learn more. On my screen, I have a company brochure project, and I'd like to add some simple navigation that can be viewed in an interactive PDF. I want to add this navigation to the table of contents page where a viewer can click on the button, taking them to the respective page. Now you can see this document does have 3 spreads. Here's pages 2 and 3, here's 4 and 5, and here's 6 and 7. I'll make my way back to page 2, and this is where we're going to start the interactivity. Now, jumping to a specific page in an interactive PDF requires additional steps using a combination of buttons and forms and the Bookmarks panel. Both of those can be accessed by going up to Window, Interactive, and choosing both panels. Here's Bookmarks, and here's Buttons and Forms. I will click away because I already have both panels docked on the right-hand side. Here they are here, Bookmarks, and if I scroll down a little bit, there's Buttons and Forms. Now the way I like to work is I like to tear both of those panels off and place them close to the area that I'll be working in. So I've torn off Buttons and Forms, and here's Bookmarks, and I'll just add them together. This gives me easy access to both panels here at once. Let's start by creating a button to the first item in the table of contents, the About Our Company text frame. You can see that here, it's the first text frame in my table of contents. In the Buttons and Forms panel, I'll change the type and convert the object to a button. I'll rename this button Index Button 1. I'll press Enter or Return, and in the event, I'll leave that on Release or Tap. In the Actions section, I'll click the plus icon to add a action, and you'll notice here that I can add Go to Page. So in other words, I can direct that button to go to a specific page. However, have a look. It's only available in EPUB Publish Online only. What if you want to jump to a specific page in a PDF? That's where Bookmarks comes into play. Let's leave this button for now. I'll click away, and in my Pages panel, I'll double-click page 4 to go to pages 4 and 5. I'm going to switch over to my Bookmarks panel. And now that I'm on pages 4 and 5, I can add a bookmark to this page so we can add it as a destination. In the bottom right-hand corner of the Bookmarks panel, click Create New Bookmark, and let's call this About Our Company, or whatever section you'd be working on. I'll press Return to finalize that, and now I'll go to page 6, and I'll add another bookmark. I'll click the plus icon to create a new bookmark, and I'll call this By the Numbers. Now that I have my bookmarks, I'll make my way back to page 2, which is the index page, and switch back to Buttons and Forms. I'll click on that button that we created, About Our Company, and now if I click on the Actions button, instead of Go to Page, I'll set it as Go to Destination. When I set it to Go to Destination, I have some other settings here down below. You can choose the document you're working on. Now, by default, it's using the document we're currently in, interactive table of contents.indd. The destination will be About Our Company, and I'll leave the zoom on Inherit Zoom. Now, I want to add another layer of interactivity here, so what I always like to do is add a rollover effect. With the buttons still selected, I'll click on Rollover. Now I'm going to make my way over to the button, double click, and then I'm going to select the text and the number. In the swatches panel, I'm going to choose this orange color. Now I can click on my selection tool, and you'll see in the appearance section, I have a normal appearance state and a rollover appearance state. I'll go back to the normal appearance for now. Great, we've set up the first button for this interactive table of contents. Let's create our second one. Now the second bookmark goes to page 6, So in the table of contents, I'll click on this text frame here by the numbers. I'm going to convert that text frame into a button, and I'll call this Index Button 2. Again, the event will be on release or tap. I'll add an action of go to destination. The document will stay the same. However, the destination, let's switch that to by the numbers. Again, I'll leave the zoom on inherit zoom. I will add another rollover effect. So simply click rollover. And while you're in the rollover appearance state, double click into that text frame and then select the text and make it the orange color that you see here in the swatches panel. I'll click on my selection tool, go back to my buttons and forms, and click on normal and then rollover to see the rollover appearance effect. I'll click back on normal. Now there's one other thing I'd like to do. If I go back to page 4 and 5, you'll notice that I have a button in the top right hand corner or a text frame that says index. Let's assume the viewer wants to go back to the index page without having to scroll through all the pages to get back there. I'm going to add a seamless navigation so when we click index, it takes us back to the index page or the table of contents. This one will be simple. First, I'll click on the text frame, and in the Buttons and Forms panel, I'll convert the object into a button. I'll rename the button Index Home Button. Again, the event will be on release or tap. If I click the Actions icon, in this case, I'll choose Go to First Page since it is the first page in the document. I'll add another rollover appearance here. I'll click Rollover, go to my Swatches panel, and then choose this lighter blue color. And you'll notice that I have the orange color and then the blue color when it's rolled over. I'll click back on normal and then minimize my swatches panel. So now I have my first index button created. Keep in mind this index button can be placed on your parent pages if you wanted to use it across an entire document. Because I only have 3 spreads here, I'll simply click on this once, Command or Control C to copy it, go to pages 6 and 7, I'll delete this version, and then I'll do a paste in place by holding Shift, Option, Command, and V. That's Control, Alt, Shift, and V if you're on Windows. You'll see in the Buttons and Forms panel, when I pasted that, it automatically renamed it to Index Home Button 2. So that's perfect. Now that all the buttons have been applied, let's export this document as an interactive PDF and test the navigation in Adobe Acrobat. To export the document as an interactive PDF, make your way up to File, and then choose Export. From the File Format dropdown, ensure that you have Adobe PDF Interactive selected and not Adobe PDF Print, otherwise all the interactivity we applied in InDesign will not work. So choose Adobe PDF Interactive and then click Save. In this case, we want to export all the pages, and I'm exporting them as spreads since we're working with spreads in this document. I like to set the viewing to fit page, and all the other settings are just fine. I'll go ahead and click Export, and now we can view the document in Adobe Acrobat Pro. I've opened the document in Adobe Acrobat, and to get a better look, I'm going to view this in full screen mode. I'll go up to View, and then choose Full Screen Mode. Now I can test out my table of content buttons. I'm going to test out the rollover appearance on the first button, and you can see that that is working just fine. I'll test out the rollover on the second button, and that is working as well. I'll click on the About Our Company, and that will take me to that specific section. And now I can click on the Index button in the upper right-hand corner. You can see the rollovers working fine there as well, and that will take me back to the index page. I'll click on By the Numbers, and that takes me to the By the Numbers section. And again, I can click on this Index button in the top right-hand corner to take me back to the Table of Contents page. And that's how simple it is to add interactive buttons in Adobe InDesign to create a seamless navigation viewing experience. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more Adobe-inspired tutorial content just like this one. If you'd like to learn more about interactive design using InDesign, I put together an entire playlist which you can check out below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.